Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bull market. Ladies and gentlemen, let's fucking go. My name is Crypto Bull God. Now, I was not going to drink today, but this doesn't really barely qualify as drinking, right? This is a light beer. This is a Michelob Ultra. You will notice this is not a Bud Light. Sorry, no Bud Lights here. Cheers, everybody. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've been in a bull market. And in a bull market, Bitcoin and crypto, they do bull market things. And I am here as your host, CBG, for a daily dose of the TA live stream, all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. You got to smash the subscribe notification for all notifications on the bell icon to know when I go live randomly sometimes, but most likely it's usually within the same time frame. Every single weekday, bringing you TA content, logical TA content. I don't want to take too much time in this intro because I'm keeping the live streams to 30 to 35 minutes. But we have every reason to remain unemotional, because you can clearly see I'm unemotional. Remain unemotional, but be logical. Talk about the charts, but it's okay to feel a little excited. Remember me coming out here a few times in the past and saying, it's okay. Golf clap. It's okay to feel a little excited. This is a little bit more than a golf clap. This is a little bit more than a golf clap, and I'm going to explain to you why behind the scenes over here. I am quietly, still cautiously, but very optimistic. And I'm hoping what I do as an educator today on the live stream is I paint a clear picture to you in terms of my expectations going into the month of March and why that is, and you walk away from today's live stream feeling convinced that we're seeing continued momentum that's only going to sustain itself for the many months to come. Let's see who we have in the live stream really quick. Cheers, everybody. You know what? If you weren't planning on having a little beer with me today, Michelob Ultra barely qualifies as alcohol. Just open yourself up a light beer and have a little drink with me, all right? Juan, good to see you in here. Oof, man, I don't know what to tell you besides you picked the wrong weekend. Had you come in this past weekend, I would have been very available this weekend. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm going to be traveling up to Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm leaving on Wednesday, which, by the way, I probably won't be live streaming on Wednesday. But I'll be back on the live stream Thursday. But yes, sad but true, my friend. I'm going to be traveling up to Jacksonville. But stay in touch. I mean, I'm sure you'll be down again, so just stay in touch. Rashid, glad to see you in here. There is going to be a Caspa video coming out tomorrow, so I'm not going to hit on Caspa today, and I'm not going to hit on Digibyte because I'm planning on putting out some specific videos for that. I just got done recording the Caspa video. That's going to be coming out tomorrow, so check that out. Digibyte will most likely come out on Wednesday, so make sure to check that out as well for the Digibyte community. We'll take a look at the charts. Let's fucking go, oof! Kevin, there's always a narrative. Kathleen, welcome in. You liking the shirt right here? I know it's new to the. I got a few new pieces of crypto merch. This is one of them. Rory, let's go mental. I have a feeling we're about to. Ricky, I'm glad to see you're as excited as me. Let's fucking go. Earthwalker, good to see you in here as well, my friend. Oh. Yeah, do you mean by the Twitter format, the spaces that I did for I just wanted to mix it up, just experimenting. Someone asked me if I could connect Twitter or X and YouTube. There is a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. I'd have to look into it. Anyway, let's get into the charts here. This is what we call a green Jesus candle. So earlier today, now this is the Bitcoin 12-hour chart. We're going to start in the lower time frames and we're going to build up to the higher time frames, okay? As I always routinely do here. So we're going to focus first on Bitcoin. Man, I haven't had a beer in a while, actually. Actually tastes pretty good. When you haven't had a beer in a while, a light beer actually tastes good. So we were in this bull pennant. You know, I've been tweeting this out, posting this out for a while. If you guys have been here, you know that. I said this is going to offend some people because they want price to come up now and we're so impatient. But this is a textbook bull pennant. You can see the flagpole up and the consolidation here. Now, when we started breaking up towards 53,000, I drew a red line of resistance right here because I knew there was a very real possibility that what could happen is we could come up to around this level and just double top and roll over. Right? So I was very ready for that possibility. You can look at my post that I put out earlier this morning. We blasted right through there. So the question is, what do we want to see going into the daily close here? When this 12-hour candlestick closes, it's going to coincide with this, with this daily candlestick. There's a lot of volume coming in. Well, the first thing is, let's just keep it stupid simple like we always do on this channel. The thicker, that's what she said. The thicker the green body is, the better. Okay? I could make so many jokes right now, but we're just going to stick to the charts. No, but in all seriousness, you want this green body to remain you want most of this candle to be comprised of a candle body and not a wick to the upside, right? So what we don't want to do is a sell-off going into 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the daily close and coming all the way back down to 53,000. You do not want to see Bitcoin close today at 53,000. You want to maintain a price level anywhere at this around 54,000 and up, really. Ideally, I'll just 54,000 and up roughly. Okay, 54,000 and up would be beautiful. The other thing that I'm starting to see, and this is just on a daily chart here, we're starting to get a cross back up on this MACD. The RSI has retained. Notice how the relative strength index has stayed above 70. Now, this is something that I hit on in ATA live stream. I spoke about the daily, the 3-day, the weekly, and the monthly, and I think the 2-week, all having relative strength indexes at or above 70. And the only times that has ever occurred in Bitcoin's history is when there has been a huge parabolic run-up in price. The daily is still above 70, okay? If we go to the 12-hour chart, the other thing that I like to see here is we've gotten above 70, but we're just about to get this cross up in the MACD. And while I always say to you guys, there's no one indicator that tells us with 100% certainty what's going to happen with price. If you go back in the history of Bitcoin and you look at the times where you have seen these positive crosses up in the MACD, especially when the RSI is where it's at 70, generally you get continued sustained price movements to the upside. Looks like I don't have the stochastic RSI on here for some reason. Let's quickly take a look at the Bitcoin 3-day. Let's see what we got going on there. Now, I haven't looked at this chart yet today. This candle is set to close today. And as you can see, the relative strength index, we came down here, had a little fake out, went to 68. Look at this RSI. It's still staying above 70. I mean, and this is this unique value-added chart that I shared with you a multitude of months ago. I don't know if it was a year. How long ago was this? 2 years ago I shared this with you guys? A year and a half ago? This is the 3-day chart with this 125 simple moving average. I love to see this RSI above 70. Now, something that I would like to see that is catching my eye here, at some point, you can see we have some negative divergence here that was negated here, but we still have some negative divergence coming in here, right? Eventually, I want to negate that. Now, again, if you go back in time and you look at a lot of these impulsive structures up, there are certain moments during that impulsive wave movement up in Bitcoin where you temporarily do see some negative divergences in the RSI. So on the one hand, we always have to pay attention to this. The higher the time frame where you see a negative divergence printing, and we'll take a look at the weekly, on the relative strength index, meaning they're moving in the opposite direction. Price is going up, but the RSI is going down in this case for negative divergence, okay? It's something you have to pay attention to. But on the other hand, as I always tell you, there is no one price indicator that's going to tell you with 100% confidence what's going to happen, right? So it's a caution flag. But again, I have found quite oftentimes when you go back in the price history, when you're during a period where people they can't accept. That's a good way to put it. They can't accept that price is going up in the way it is, in the fashion it is. So they will try to find bearish views on the charts and point it out and say, well, there's bearish divergence here. And you're correct, but if we're quite oftentimes, if we're at the stage of price movements where I think we're at, we're going to negate a lot of these negative divergences. It's something to keep an eye on, but I would not be surprised to see us bust over 82 in the coming weeks here. So just something to keep an eye on. Now, if we go to the weekly and we look at price expectations here, essentially what I'm saying here is if in the month of February, you can see what I've roughly illustrated here, which is starting to garner a lot. I don't know if you've noticed this, guys. It's starting to get a lot more attention in social media of Bitcoin going parabolic sooner. People are trying to find a narrative. I heard someone say today, Bitcoin's going a lot harder than we expected. Well, no, depending what charts you looked at, this isn't really taking anyone by surprise. Again, it's not the herd. It's the few that chose to look at charts outside of a 4-year cycle. But you can even see, based on my own expectations, if we were to close February above this line at 52, I mean, it would be so monumentally bullish. It would exceed my expectations by a couple weeks, but we would be opening March, and we're going to take a look at the monthly, and we're going to live stream, on Thursday. I'm not going to be available. God damn it. I don't think I'm going to be available Thursday to live stream at the monthly close, but on Friday we'll cover it extensively. But we'll get to the monthly in a moment, but if we close above 52,000 for the February close, you're setting yourself up in March for exactly what I spoke to, what was it, last week? Let me see here. If you guys go to my YouTube, channel, go to my live stream section. Okay, I'm going there right now. If you go to my live stream section, on an All in the Charts live stream from back on February 19th, so that would have been 1 week ago today, so that would have been last Monday, I had put out a video that says $69,000 late March. Well, I can tell you right now, besides what I cover in that video, pointing to one chart that told us with a certain level of conviction that we could quite possibly see $69,000, basically Bitcoin pushing to new all-time highs as soon as March, okay, late March. If we get a February closing candlestick above $52,000, I would suspect we're going to be up at $69,000 and above in March. Yeah. Which means things are getting very, very hot very, very quickly. And it also lends credence to this sort of scenario playing out wherever we top out at. So, again, this is why I need to get in front of the handful of topping indicators that I believe will indicate the market is, overheated and you need to begin considering selling out portions of your investment. Need to get that out sooner rather than later. But looking at the weekly candlestick, now if you also follow my content on X or Twitter, I had indicated yesterday, I didn't live stream, but I indicated with this sort of indecision candlestick here closing right around $52,000, for me, it increased the probabilities materially that we were going to see this. I don't think this is going to turn into a fake out. Okay, we've broken out of the bull pennant. Perhaps tomorrow we come down and we backtest the $53,000 area. That's fine. And we springboard off of it. I don't believe this is a fake out. And this weekly closed increased my level of conviction that we're going to see $60,000, $64,000 and above relatively soon. That is the bull pennant target if you're following me on X. And actually, this broke out exactly where... No, it didn't. Let's see. At the point of breakout here, one candlestick shy. It's 64. I mean, $63,900, $64,000. So I still think $64,000 is going to occur relatively soon. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. If you actually go to the lower time frames, I was looking at this because when price really begins to pick up, typically I don't look at a 30-minute chart. This candlestick certainly is indications of a trend reversal to the downside. We have a medium-sized red candle body with a long wick expressing seller exhaustion. These things quite often during a bullish impulsive wave movement up, they tend to be invalidated. It's something I'm keeping an eye on. I'll be curious to see if we can get above 55,000 by today or early tomorrow. But it is something to be mindful of. You can go to these lower time frames and look for indications that we might see a little bit of a pullback, healthy pullback, for a little bit of consolidation. So we'll see. Now, in terms of price indicators, it looks like right now, one of the things I wanted to look for, and I did bring to your attention, we were seeing this downwards movement in the RSI, right? We've since broken back above it. We're well above 70. Here is the top here at 83. Okay? So something this is actually a very important point that I want you guys to keep in mind, okay? We're going to color this a dark red. Do not leave this live stream without understanding this key point. This is 83.2. We do not need to get above the 83.2 this week. We don't even need to get above it next week. At some point soon, though, I want to see the RSI break 83.2 because if we don't, it's going to create some negative divergence. And again, it's not that price can't continue. You know, even if the RSI did something like this, it's not that the price can't go higher, but it's a warning. It's flashing a warning sign to us that we are going to most likely be due for a correction at some point. Now, could it be a healthy correction depending upon where we're at? Could we shoot up to 69,000 or 64,000 and have a 15 or 20% pullback? Yeah, sure, that's par for the course. I personally would not get shaken out by that, and I wouldn't let you get shaken out by that. But it's something to keep an eye on. MACD looks great. Stochastic RSI looks extremely healthy, man. The weekly on Bitcoin's looking great. Now, let's go to the monthly because Bitcoin does have enough price data whereby we can take a look at the monthly chart and we can decipher. Guys, thumbs up. I'm not seeing a lot of engagement supporting the channel. I would appreciate it. This channel is an extremely small channel, and I do have aspirations to grow the channel, and I need your help in order to do that. So now, what I was alluding to before, or what I was sharing with you guys, was that we'll talk about a couple things on this monthly chart, okay? Let's see, close, 61,360. 61,360. 61,360. Okay. So, a couple things to hit on here. First off, typically with a lot of crypto projects, there isn't enough price data to warrant looking at things on a monthly time frame. There's just not enough data, okay? The easiest way to say this is you need a large enough sample set. Don't want to get too nerdy with the statistics, but this is the bread and butter of who I am as an actuary. In order to lead to a more credible conclusion of what it is that you're evaluating, you need a large enough sample set. The sample set in this case is our historic price data. So when we move to the left, we have all of this price data, right? We have all of this price data. A lot of your crypto assets are right here, okay? They have like 12 months, 18 months, 6 months. There's not a large enough sample set to make a meaningful or credible conclusion on a monthly chart as a result. But with Bitcoin, we have enough, right? It'd be nice if we had twice or 3 or 4 times the amount of data, but we'll go with what we have. We have data since 2012, essentially. Now, based upon the data that we have present here on the monthly chart, there's a couple things that I'm personally looking for on this chart. The first thing is, do we have an uptrend, right? In the most basic, and this is one of the things that I really appreciated about Tony coming on the live stream last Thursday. If you didn't check out the live stream for last Thursday, you need to check that out. Tony did a really good job of examining a lot of charts on a higher time frame perspective to keep your emotions in check and to realize the overall larger trend, right? Because there's a lot of content out there that focuses on the daily or the 4-hour or 12-hour. That's the focal point, 30-minute hour charts. And if you're not recognizing that these are traders and not higher time frame macro investors, you can get lost in that noise, right? So what I'm looking for first are the basic building blocks of a bullish narrative, and you can see that. So with the current monthly close, okay, unless the price completely collapses, we're getting higher highs and higher lows coming into the market. That's number one. Number two is, do we have a nice healthy uptrend that we can draw? I would draw something, I might even be a little bit more, I'll be more aggressive and draw it like that. Look at this upward sloping line of support. So you can see, and we could draw this differently. I'm being more aggressive, but we're bouncing, right? We could come all the way down to here. I could care less. We have this nice upwards trending line of support. Okay, so that's the next thing I look at. The following thing that I evaluated a chart like this, I'd pull up some moving averages. In this case, I might look for something like a 20, given the time frame that we're looking at. And you can see we're well above the 20 simple moving average. And not only that, but the 20 simple moving average is, this is critical. Not only are we above the 20 simple moving average, look, we were above it back here, but notice what the moving average was doing. The average price was declining. That's what the moving average is telling us. On average, price is declining with the prior 20 candlesticks here. Now, we're beginning to curl up. I mean, the last time we began to curl up was here. We curled up here. Okay, not enough price data. So you can see each time the 20 was curling up, we had expansion. We're curling up here, expansion. Okay, that's another thing I would evaluate on this chart. Now, without focusing on areas of price confluence to the downside for areas of support, what is interesting, and actually maybe I will draw that, because I think that is an important conclusion here. Where did we close here? 47,000. Wasn't too long ago we were at these levels. We'll just say 47,200. That's fine. So the other thing to notice here, based upon how the February candlestick is closing, we are going to get our highest monthly close since October of not 2023. Not 2022. Guys, October 2021. That is nearly 2.5 years ago. Do you see how... And technically this candlestick, really it's November 21. My apologies. This candlestick, ever since this candlestick in December of 21, you see how we couldn't get above 41,200? We've been below 41,200 this entire time for almost 2.5 years. Now we're going to close above it. That is monumentally macro bullish. Now the next area of price confluence I see, and we can actually extend this line, I want to explain, because it's important that you understand how I'm drawing these lines of confluence. I have another line of confluence here, right here. Now you can see the interaction is a wick, almost a wick, a candle body. I love, especially in a monthly, when you can draw these areas of price confluence where the bodies are touching. So we have a few wicks and a body. This is at approximately 61,360, okay? 61,300, 61,400, okay? Once we get a monthly close above 61,400, I can tell you with a very high degree of conviction, there's only two scenarios that will happen, okay? Once you see a monthly close above 61,400, there's only two possibilities. We're either going to triple top, okay, which some people are in the camp of, because people just refuse to acknowledge that we've been in a bullish uptrend since back here. We are either going to see a triple top, or we're going to blast right through 69,000, and then it's anyone's educated guess where and when we will top out. But these all-time highs, I can tell you this much. These all-time highs that are coming for Bitcoin are going to happen the way these charts are setting up much, much sooner than the majority thought last year, the year before that, and this year. Okay, it's happening very, very quickly. And the other last thing I would point to here, you notice anything on the price indicators? Look at the RSI. We're going to get the monthly above 70. Now, again, I've covered the 2-week, the weekly, the 3-day, and the daily. RSI is all above 70. And we'll take a look at this again on Friday. If we can manage to get this RSI to close at 70 or above, and I'll take 69.8 or 7 and round it up to 70 as good enough. Again, and a lot of people who are not data people or math people don't understand this. I can't tell you with certainty what's going to happen. Literally all I'm doing is deciphering what has happened in the past, bringing it forward to current times and saying, well, when this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened, this is 100% hit rate. That's all I can do. Sample size is small. Maybe there's 3 occurrences, but all 3 times when this has happened, we've had a monumental rise in price and brand new all-time highs. That's all I can do, right? So I can tell you with conviction that if we get the monthly close with the RSI at or above 70, I can tell you with a very high degree of confidence and conviction that most likely we will see new all-time highs in the Bitcoin price very soon. Whether it's March or April, as late as May, it's going to happen very soon. Okay? That's what the charts are telling us here. Let's go to the Ethereum BTC chart. Again, for the people who wrongly thought this chart was breaking down, and I said, nah, we are literally in a massive consolidation. And again, here's a great point where Tony and I differ with our opinions, okay? I love getting together with people and having a respectful conversation and having differing views. It's one of the best ways that you can learn. It provides that opportunity and avenue to learn. So in this case, Tony is saying, I just don't see Ethereum surpassing Bitcoin's market cap this year, this cycle, this blow off top phase. And I said, I'm going to lean that it does. And it's going to be temporary. You can say whatever the narrative is. There'll be narratives coming out. The ETF. There's all these ERC20 projects built on top of Ethereum. It has more of a use case. There's something else getting passed with Ethereum. I forget what it is. There'll be a narrative. But what I'm looking at, I'm filtering all that out. Because there's always the thing that I've learned, and that's why I title the live stream what I do. I will say this over and over again, guys, as counter as it might seem. The news follows the charts and not the other way around. Charts don't follow the news. The news follows the charts. Have I not come out here and said for a year and a half? I don't even know how long I've been saying this. That this is a massive consolidation that has a very high likelihood, no certainties, high likelihood that if it breaks here, maybe we get a little resistance, but all we have to do is get up to this orange dotted line to make a all-time high, to get to a market cap in Ethereum that would supersede Bitcoin. That's all we have to do. I look at this chart and say, I'm leaning towards this thing breaking up. I have a reasonably high degree of conviction in that, and I think Ethereum's market cap may supersede Bitcoin's temporarily, okay? It's not flipping it until the end of time. And no, there's nothing in any other altcoin chart that tells me that I think it's going to flip Bitcoin. For anyone out there in the XRP community who's been delusional for the past couple years, I've tried to share logical charts. XRP is not flipping Ethereum. It's not flipping Bitcoin. It's not happening. Not that it's not a good asset to invest in. I just like to live in the realm of reality. This chart is telling me Ethereum has a lot of strength relative to Bitcoin. We'll have to see how it pans out. This is the 2-week chart. We've broken the downward RSI, which is very bullish. We're getting a cross up in MACD. And again, we're going to look at the Ethereum chart here, how it closed out the week. Again, if you want to see your altcoins run, the setup we're getting, and we're going to go into dominance, the setup we're getting right now is perfect for it. Why is the setup we're getting perfect for a run? Jesus. Why is the setup perfect for a run in altcoins? Okay? Well, first off, Bitcoin is sort of doing what I expected. Bitcoin's making a last sort of ditch effort here. Maybe that's not the right way to say it, but yeah, I guess that's the way to say it. Bitcoin's making a last-ditch effort here, and we'll look at it on the dominance chart to convey this point. Bitcoin is making a last-ditch effort here to outpace the altcoins. It's starting to run, right? But as it begins to run, as it continues to run and it gets closer and closer to all-time highs, Ethereum, I'm just going based off history, and this chart is telling us this, Ethereum is going to begin taking off and stealing some of that market share. And as it begins to steal some of that market share, there's going to be conviction that comes into the space for a more risk-on environment saying, yeah, Bitcoin's going up 5%, but look at Ethereum. I know what's next. Ethereum's starting to outpace Bitcoin. And if Ethereum's outpacing Bitcoin, I'm getting into some of these other altcoins because they're going to start to massively outperform Bitcoin. So then the existing money in the market begins to flood into some of these altcoins. And we all know, if you've been here for a little while, if you don't, it typically, and it's not perfect, but it typically goes into your larger market caps, your larger altcoins, your Doges, which is why I massively increased my position today, swapped out some positions for Doge, trading positions. But your Doge, your Ethereum Classics, your HBAR, your XRP, your XLM, these things start to run, and then it starts to bleed into the lower caps, your Clore AI, protocols like that. So, again, if you look at Ethereum here, now this is we broke out above this $2,800 level. This candlestick that closed out this week was our confirming candlestick. Now we've closed above 3,000. This week is going to be the confirming candlestick to stay above 3,000. Guys, once we clear 3,600 on Ethereum, which is less than 20% away, I mean, how high are we? We're like 15% away. That's all we are, which in crypto is nothing. Ethereum is like 15% away from hitting 3,600. Once we clear 3,600, next area of resistance is at 39 to 4,000. Once we clear 39 to 4,000, I think it's a straight shot to all-time highs. And again, you'll be in the camp that we're triple topping, or once we clear 4,000, or you're in the camp we're setting new all-time highs. You know, as the crypto bull god, which viewpoint I have. If we go to the price indicators, there's nothing concerning here. And again, don't allow it to be concerning to you that you see the RSI at 78. When these impulsive structures begin in these projects, you're going to have the RSI overextended. Notice what's going on here, though. I want to paint another picture for you. We kind of had these like longer stair steps up, right? Higher highs, higher lows. Look what just happened here. Doesn't this look like it's starting to really pick up? Doesn't this look like it's starting to pick up? Yeah, that's because it is. Another chart that I wanted to point you to, actually, I said I'd go to dominance. Let me go to dominance first. And I'm going to apologize right now because this live stream is probably going to go over the 30 to 35 minutes. And if you don't like it, hey, if you have a problem with that, give me a thumbs down. But I'm hoping that you appreciate the additional level of alpha that I am providing you with today, given the monumental turn that we're seeing in the market right now, which is more significant than a lot of people probably realize. But that's why you're here, right? Bitcoin to me looks like it's making its last gasp up in dominance. That's what this chart is telling me, right? So you might see something that is telling you, oh, wow, we're seeing, but CBG, what do you mean? We have, since this decrease in value, we have a low, a double top, and a higher low. Is it possible we could make another higher high? Well, I've indicated to you guys, yes, I think Bitcoin dominance as we start to head up towards 60, 69,000, we are going to see one last gasp effort to get up towards this area. I think it could hit as high as 58%, maybe wick above, okay? We're at 53. Because you have to ask yourself, if the Bitcoin dominance is going up from 53% to 58%, what would cause that? What is this saying, and what would cause that? What it means is that the market share that Bitcoin comprises in the entire crypto space will go from 53% of all the value to 58%. It doesn't mean Bitcoin's going up by 5%. It means that the overall value that Bitcoin is going up is superseding everything else by 5%. So what this is telling me based on history is that you are going to wake up one day and you are going to see Bitcoin up 15 plus percent, 20%. And if you think I'm fucking kidding you, guys, I've been here invested since very early, 2018, okay? I've been looking at the charts, educating myself on the market since 2017. I've seen all these moves before. If you don't think that Bitcoin moving up by 15 or 20% at current levels is possible in one day, fucking buckle up and get ready and get ready to learn a life lesson in this market. Because, like I said, this market, unlike any other, is the market that you can make some generational wealth in this market, and you can also lose the shirt off your back. You have to know what you're doing. But look at the relative strength index. Is the relative strength index not doing what I said it would do? We broke this upwards trend line, right? And I said when we saw the push up, you'd see the RSI maybe try to get above here, but it's not going to be able to, and it's going to roll over, right? The RSI has already topped, in my opinion. And if you at any point see this RSI start to approach 73 again, it's going to very quickly roll over, okay? This historically has been a topping zone in the relative strength index. What would I look for? So, and we're going to pull up others here. You know, one thing I don't think I've done a really good job communicating in the live stream so far, and I'm about to right now. What have I perhaps not done a good job in communicating to you so far? Well, so far I haven't really communicated to you when you could expect for your altcoins to really start popping off. So thank you for hanging around, because I'm about to share that with you right now. I am waiting for the Bitcoin monthly close before I really start to have the highest degree of conviction on what I believe will transpire in these markets. If the Bitcoin monthly close can retain a value at or above $52,000, and we see the relative strength index around current levels at 70, what I believe will happen in the market in March, you are going to see Bitcoin begin to explode towards $69,000 in the month of March. What will resultingly happen, by the way, all the meanwhile, Ethereum BTC is sort of doing its thing. It might be outpacing Bitcoin a little, maybe decreasing some days, kind of still in here. You're going to see dominance do that last gasp effort in March, shooting up towards the 58% area. At which point, Ethereum's going to steal the show, and Ethereum's going to begin breaking getting close to its all-time high, okay? And it's going to begin to outpace Bitcoin, which is going to gobble up market share. So you're going to see this dominance drop. As the dominance drops, and technicians are looking at this, okay? And the bots and algorithms, and they're seeing Ethereum pumping up, stealing market share, and the dominance rolling over, that is what is going to give an extreme amount of confidence to your altcoins. I believe, depending how February closes, now we got to be patient. We have to see how February closes here, all right? You can see the meme coins are starting to run. So Bitcoin's up 6%. Okay. I believe, depending upon how February closes, there are going to be two alt seasons, essentially. Two. You are going to see a massive move in altcoins as Bitcoin begins to breach its all-time high, and it starts to hit to $69,000, $70,000. You're going to see Ethereum breaking its all-time high, stealing market share, and dominance dropping. As dominance begins to drop in March, this is what's going to kick off this spring large run in your altcoins. This is alt season number one, and this is going to potentially last from March going into May, depending when it starts in March going into May, okay? You will then, in my opinion, see a sell-off and a correction. Altcoins will have you'll have altcoins having massive moves up and massive corrections downward. And then Bitcoin's going to go for its blow off top. Now, Whether the blow off top occurs in Bitcoin in relative fashion of what I think, it could occur May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. But I think in the first half, more towards June or July. Let's say things work out in relative expectations, given the things have worked out so far that way, that Bitcoin doesn't top until the beginning of June. Well, what that tells me is your final push in altcoins is going to be in that June, July, maybe August timeframe. Okay? So again, relative timing expectations based on price movements today, I want to see February monthly close. I think our first true massive move up in altcoins is going to occur by, late March. It's going to be that March, April, maybe going into May timeframe. We're going to see huge corrections after that huge wave up. People will think that might be it. Bitcoin still hasn't hit its parabolic blow off top. As Bitcoin, after we get those topping signals and feel convinced that Bitcoin is about as high as it's going to go, relatively short order after all that, after that topping point, that's when your altcoins are going to top out, right? Which I think will occur, for the most part, 4 to 6 weeks after that. So it'll go into July and maybe even August. So. And again, I'm very open to this thing extending into the end of this year or even early 2025. But the way this is shaping up right now, again, I really am still heavily leaning towards this sort of scenario. So those are my current expectations. Now, if we take a look at others, and we're going to take a look at Total 3, what is others? What is this? There might be a band called Others. I don't know. But we're talking about crypto. I don't know where the hell that came from. Others, I was thinking of the Who. This is a weekly chart on Others. And the Others total cryptocurrency market cap is the entire cryptocurrency market cap stripping out the top 10, right? Now, the nice thing about this is if you take a look at the top 10, look at the size of these market caps. Okay, wow, this needs to get updated. That's how quickly price moves. Total cryptocurrency market cap, 2 trillion. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen. If you think this thing isn't going much higher than 2 trillion, you haven't been here. Melt up before melt down as I keep trolling my family. As people were very salty with me for a long period of time. I don't mind trolling anyone, including my family. And now I have my father pleading with me to tell him when he needs to sell, which I trolled him on that. If you take a look at the market cap for the top 10, you can see 1 trillion, 383 billion, 100 billion, 60 billion, 48. Look what happens once we leave the top 10. 10, 12, 11, 10. We go down to 44. It's at 2. We come down to 76. It's you basically what you're doing is by stripping out. I love this because I feel like I can talk to this as a statistician. This is where, as much as actuarial science doesn't correlate to technical analysis, there are certain aspects that do, because I can speak to data. You're removing these top 10 projects dampen the overall picture of your altcoins, okay? Because the top 10 comprise so much of the crypto market cap, okay? It might comprise 60% of it, 70% of it. I don't know what the value is. That really dampens your view. It distorts your view of how altcoins really look. So now if we take out those really large market caps and we're left with the 10 billions, the 5 billions, the 2 billions, the billions, the 50 millions, the 300 millions, it gives a much better overall view of what many of the altcoins you're holding look like in terms of where they're at, in terms of price appreciation. And what you can see is the last time the Gaussian channel flipped from red to green, and we were above the green, okay? And there was a similar move here. In fact, this looks very similar to, you see this move up, and we kind of came down, and now we're coming back up? Tell me this doesn't look similar to here. This, to me, looks very similar to this current time period right back here. So if we are, and I've made this argument now for a while, if we're at a similar point today as we were around the fourth quarter of 2021, that would tell us we're about to take off. And you can even see there's sort of this rounding. You see this right here? See if I can picture this. As soon as we came out of the Gaussian channel, look what we did. We sort of topped out initially. We had this nice rounding bottom, and then we... oh, excuse me. Ooh, that light beer really got to me. We had a rounding bottom, and then we shot up, right? Here we had a move up, and now we're sort of a smaller rounding bottom, and now it looks like we just want to start to shoot up, right? So it'll be interesting to see if it plays out similar, but I have to update this chart. I mean, you can see there's another point I wanted to make here. And we're starting to turn this into support as well. We're turning all these areas of resistance into support. Now, another point that I wanted to make, and this is a really good example illustrating how much altcoins have been suppressed. And it also illustrates just how hard your altcoins are going to run. You have to keep in mind that a rising tide lifts all boats. Let's go to Bitcoin for a moment. Now, one of the questions you need to ask yourself when you're evaluating the Bitcoin chart is, how strong has the recovery been in Bitcoin? So if we take a look, the true way to measure this is our impulsive top, okay? So this is our Fibonacci retracement. We measure from the top here. This was our impulsive top. This is a double top and part of a corrective structure at 69,000. I've said it over and over again. So if we measure from the top here all the way to the bottom here, you can see Bitcoin has broken the 0.786 fib retracement level, and we're heading all the way up, right? Okay. If we go to Ethereum, which essentially did the same thing and had a similar corrective structure. Take this off, take this off. I get very animated. So if we look at its fib retracement level, you can see Ethereum is starting to break its 0.78 fib retracement. But notice it's lagging Bitcoin. Do you see that? So it has room to catch up. How much of a lag is there? Now, again, we're measuring the entire cryptocurrency market cap excluding the top 10. You have outliers that have been stronger performers like a Fetch AI, like a Caspa, ladies and gentlemen. But you also have a lot of laggards in there. You have a mix of different crypto projects that comprise the overall pie, the overall picture, right? That is what the others represents. And so the question we need to ask ourselves here is, how deep of a retracement have we had in the others? Or excuse me, how strong of a move back up have we had? The 786 is all the way up here, okay? We still have quite a way to catch up. I mean, overall in the entire market cap, we're lagging by 16%. Even to get there. But if we compare it to where Bitcoin is at specifically, we can see Bitcoin's well above the 0.786, and it looks to be about, I don't know, 25% above. So let's just do some guesstimation here. This doesn't need to be perfect. But 25% above would be all the way up here. So for the altcoins to really catch up with Bitcoin, and again, keep in mind, this is just to catch up with Bitcoin. This isn't the fact that because these are more volatile assets and these things are going to run a lot harder than Bitcoin, and you're going to see the market cap, okay, mark my words, we'll come back to this. You're going to see the growth in market cap for others supersede the market cap growth in Bitcoin. Just to catch up to Bitcoin, the others chart needs to go up by almost 50%, okay? So overall in the total altcoin space, excluding the top 20, you need your altcoins on average to go up 50% just to catch up to Bitcoin. Now, again, that's on average. You have bigger projects that might be close that are going to go up less than a lot of those smaller projects, okay? It's not apples to apples. It's not true for every single project. You can't just look at a market cap and say, well, it's a smaller market cap, so it's going to go up a lot more than a higher market cap. No, there's shit projects out there. A rising tide lifts all boats. Everything is going to go up. But In general, the better projects that are a smaller market cap, yes, they're going to go up a lot higher than a larger market cap, right? So there's more potential to be in a really good play that's 100 million market cap or 200 million market cap, that as much as I love H-bar, it's going to go up a lot higher than H-bar, right? So a lot of your altcoins are going to go up by need to go up by 50% just to catch up to Bitcoin. A lot of those altcoins, though, in order to allow that market cap to go up by that amount, they need to go up, they need to go up 200, 300, 400% just to catch up, to have this entire market cap catch up to Bitcoin. Meaning, I don't think I'm stating this well. Let me try this one last time. You need the total others index to go up by 50%. In order for the others index to go up by 50%, it's a weighted average of all the assets in that index, all the altcoins. So the smaller market caps, to contribute to that 50%, they need to go up higher than 50%. They need to go up like 200, 300%, while the bigger projects need to go up closer to that 50%. I hope that makes sense, because it's a weighted average. So there is a huge catch-up that needs to occur within altcoins that I believe is happening very, very quickly here. Other charts. Let's see what we got in the comments, actually. I haven't looked at the comments at all. Frankie, glad to see you here. Steady, welcome in. Jay Kim, always glad to see you. I hope you guys appreciate the longer live stream. I've been keeping these shorter, but today has been a pretty monumental day. So I don't mind going over. Lauren, welcome in. Glad to see you in here. Bitcoin, hey, I hope that you have crypto, especially being a young, responsible investor. I hope that you have crypto in your portfolio as a percentage of your investments. And I hope that it's at least 3%. I hope. You're a very financially diligent and smart investor, so I hope crypto has been a part of your investment portfolio. Yep, DT, I spoke to 58%. Red One, I'll be helping you with that as we progress. YC, my health is good. Hey, feel free to send me a Digibyte shirt. I have a post office box, and I can share it if you'd like. I do have a P.O. box. I'll give it to you right now. I think I have it right here. YC, if you'd like to send me a Digibyte, T-shirt, I am more than happy to take you up on that. Let me give you my address. I'm serious. I have a post office box. I don't have it memorized. Let me see. Where the hell is it at? What the hell is my... What's my address? Hold on. I thought it was listed on here. Let me get back to you on that. I thought it was listed on. They don't make it easy. Oh, here we go. No. I got you. Here is... All right. Let people in the community know. This is CBG's post office box. Feel free to send me some merch. It is 2351 West Atlantic Boulevard, Pompano Beach, Florida. 33066 is the zip code. Post office box 668670. Now the post office box is very important. Obviously, it is 668670. So it's 2351 West Atlantic Boulevard, Pompano Beach, Florida, 33066. Post office box 668670. And I would appreciate a Digibyte t-shirt. I will absolutely wear it for the next video if I get it in time, which I won't get it in time by this week, but I'll wear it next time. Oh shit, my camera was blocking some part of the chart. I hate when that happens, when my camera is blocking the chart. Todd, appreciate the super chat, my friend, showing support for the channel. Much love. Thank you very much. Caspa video is coming out tomorrow. I have 155% of my money in crypto. Wow, man, you're leveraged to the ass, and that's probably not smart. But you know, you got more in than I do. I mean, I got a high amount of liquid net worth, but yeah, tomorrow we'll take TA questions. Real quick, wanted to show you two charts. Harmony 1 starting to show a lot of strength to all my Harmonauts. I'm looking for candle body confirmation to finally get above 2.3 cents. Really initially targeting this huge area up here towards 5.4 to 17.6 cents. So, and again, to really show strength in this chart, we need to take out 3.4 cents. This was this prior swing low here. You can see lower high, lower high, lower high. We're starting to come up here. Let's break 3.4 cents. ACH is in the midst of a true trend reversal to the upside. This is the 2-week chart. MACD's beginning to break above zero. And you can see here, most critically, we've been breaking downward resistance here, and now we've back tested it as support. When will I start to feel really excited about Alchemy Pay? Break 4.4 cents on a weekly candle. Break 4.4 cents and close above it on a weekly candle. Then we know, with a high degree of conviction, once we get up here, it's just a matter of time until we start going significantly higher. I own me a fat stack. All right, guys, that's all I have for the live stream. Make sure to come back tomorrow. Price is getting really, really exciting. I hope I painted a very clear picture in terms of my expectations, the importance of waiting for the February monthly close. And if we get that bullish monthly close I spoke about, which we will cover this coming Friday, what my expectations for the month of March and moving forward are. I think I pretty much summed that up pretty well towards the end of the live stream. Come back here tomorrow around normal time. I will be dedicating the entire live stream to your TA questions, so we can take a look at any questions that you have on any charts. And for my Caspa community members here, make sure to check out the video that I worked hard in creating today and will be published tomorrow. I have to go in and edit it actually later this evening. So until next time, everybody, thank you for the support. It's okay to be excited. We should be. There's a lot of significant price action taking place, and I'll be here each and every single day helping you to decipher hype from logic. Let's all spread awareness, and let's carry the education forward. Take care, everybody.